They say the mountains were sacred, that nothing stayed buried beneath the Cascades forever. Not memories, not lies, not bodies. The town of Blackridge wasn't on most maps, and the few that marked it stopped updating after 1988. The official story? Mine collapse. Evacuation. Toxic exposure. A simple, forgotten tragedy. But what if I told you the truth was far worse? That beneath its cracked pavement and half-eaten road signs lay a story so disturbing, even time refused to touch it? Because Blackridge didn't just die. It was silenced. Blackridge, Washington. Population, 0. Coordinates, blurred out in satellite view, as if even technology won't look too closely. Once a thriving coal town with fewer than 1,200 residents, Blackridge sat nestled in the teeth of the Cascades like a secret never meant to be told. The people who lived there were proud, tight-knit, superstitious. They spoke of old things in low voices. Lights in the mines. Songs with no singers. Walls that remembered what they heard. At first, these were nothing more than ghost stories told around dinner tables. But in October of 1987, something changed. Something old woke up. It began with whispers. A local deputy, Stephen Granger, filed a report about hearing a woman singing in the woods behind his house. He lived alone. The next day, he was gone. His cruiser was found idling at the edge of a frozen ravine. Radio still on. Door ajar. Keys in the ignition. But no sign of Stephen. 3 days later, a schoolteacher, 29-year-old Anna Doyle, vanished while walking home from the town library. Her coat was found neatly folded over a rock in the center of Iron Vale Bridge. Her shoes placed side by side. No footprints. No struggle. Just stillness. By the end of the week, 7 residents were missing. The town erupted into panic. Sheriff Harold Mays attempted to reinstate a curfew. The preacher, Reverend Elijah Brock, held midnight prayers in the church with all lights dimmed. Mothers clutched their children and whispered prayers in old tongues passed down from the mines. The sound of humming began to echo at night. No one could find the source. But once you heard it, you couldn't unhear it. It clung to your skin like wet leaves. It vibrated in your teeth. And then it stopped. Just as suddenly as it began, the humming vanished. Along with Reverend Brock. And the sheriff. The government sent agents. Men in black suits with no names and tight smiles. They cordoned off the town, claimed a toxic gas leak from the mines, ordered a full evacuation. Residents were given 2 hours to pack and go. Those who resisted were not heard from again. And just like that, Blackridge was gone. But Blackridge didn't stay quiet. In 1993, 2 teenage boys from Spokane, Jake Donnelly and Mateo Cruz, snuck past the barricades on a dare. Only one came back. Mateo, shaking, bloodied, barefoot. His hands were covered in coal dust. He was blind in one eye and missing 4 teeth. He refused to speak for 2 years. When he finally did, all he said was, "It watches you through the ground." No one knew what he meant, and no one wanted to find out. In 2002, a film student named Marcus Dell entered Blackridge to shoot a horror mockumentary for his senior thesis. He uploaded short clips from the outskirts, cracked signs, collapsed buildings, children's shoes left in the middle of the road. But the final upload, titled Run, was a minute and 42 seconds of shaky handheld footage inside what used to be Blackridge Elementary. Marcus breathes heavily. His voice whispers, "I hear it humming again." The camera pans past a shattered chalkboard. A shadow moves behind it. Then the sound cuts. The screen goes black. Marcus was found days later, 5 miles from town. Face down in a dry creek. Eyes open. Heart stopped. Cause of death, hypothermia. But his feet were clean. His soles unbruised. As if he hadn't walked at all. In 2017, a series of declassified government documents confirmed the existence of a structure beneath Blackridge. A Cold War-era research bunker. Officially unacknowledged. Nicknamed the Furnace. Its stated purpose? Geothermal experiments and atmospheric resonance testing. But inside the documents were redacted phrases. Phrases like auditory influence, non-human harmonics, subterranean displacement of memory. The furnace was never decommissioned, and some believe it's still operating. Leonard Gray was the last confirmed resident of Blackridge. Found in 2020, squatting inside a partially collapsed house near the town limits. He had been living there, alone, for 12 years. He was 84, thin, malnourished, unwashed, but coherent. He refused to speak to authorities, but a social worker named Erica Collins gained his trust. She recorded him with his permission. His voice was soft, deliberate. "The town isn't haunted," he said. "It's fed by forgetting, fed by watching. It doesn't want you dead. It wants you to belong." He pointed at the floor. "They're not under us. They're behind us." Leonard died 2 weeks later. Dehydration. In his sleep. Peaceful. On the wall of the room where he passed, written in what looked like coal dust, were the words, "If you hear her humming, don't turn around." Today, Blackridge remains sealed, but not empty. Paranormal investigators have attempted to enter over the years. Drones sent in lose connection. Audio devices pick up distorted lullabies. EMF spikes off the charts. In one recording, a voice whispers, "You left." "She didn't." Another says, "The town doesn't want saving." What happened in Blackridge may never be fully known. Was it an experiment gone wrong? A military secret buried beneath a mountain of silence? A tear in something older than history? Or was it a warning? A town that saw too much and chose to disappear itself. One thing is certain, Blackridge is not a ghost town. It's a story with no ending. Because even now, people claim they hear the humming in their dreams. And sometimes, when the wind hits the Cascades just right, they say the mountains sing back.